Badiana forcing our cameraman to take evasive action here. Granted, they were riding in the dust. For the Norwegian Ivar Tollefsen and Britt Quinn Evans, this was just day 1 of 4 as they were participating in the African Heritage Race and therefore needed to conserve big time. They were 10th in class. Whitehouse and Langton piloted their region back past our vantage point in 11th place in class. With Arnold Duplessis and Jan Knox next up, a few places back after a great start and leading Class D in the BB Auto Nissan. And the Cries as always setting the pace in Class B in the region pack. Kobus van Tonde and Rian Guapa were also doubling up and going great guns. With the Barkhuisens closing the gap to them in the still spotless-looking Rubicon Toyota Hilux still leading Class E. Want a lesson in marital compromise and caring for your fellow driver? Watch carefully.
Oh no, die is hulle. Oh man. Net gaan hoor verloren. Oh, maar je gaat net ook maar het kar om die draai, my bokkie. Kijk. Jo.
The Zermattens, after 2 did not finishes to their credit, were determined to get it right this time and seemed destined to do it with a good drive in Class D in the Ryobi Nissan. Martin and Fourie had gone by Archie Rutherford and Craig Doubtfire, and the Castrol Toyota Hilux was ticking along well in Class E, just more than a minute down. With the second BB Auto Nissan of Yuri and Andre Duplessis closing the gap to the Toyota in front of them in class as well. But there was soon trouble for Martin and Fourie.
We were going pretty quickly and we came through this section here and there's a whole lot of mud over there. We went straight. So I turned it in and came through here and I think we hit this log over here with the left front wheel. And it snapped the left front knuckle. So the whole wheel's off, calipers off. End of our day, I think we're stuck here. Eh? And we're gonna get the braai out and start cooking some meat for lunch.
And they were going well at the time too. As far as Harold and Tian Kun was concerned, the Landy loved the mud and they were going well after a slowish prologue. And there was a premature end for the Sulwal Challenge as well.
The sad story is that we broke a CV on the inside, on the left inside of the gearbox. So no warning, it just went. So I suppose it's bad luck for us. We're out and we will not finish the race.
The Baden Tyres Nissan Hardbody with Thomas Rundle and Brian Roberts aboard were on autopilot and were going well in the fast and sunny conditions after all the early rain clouds had dissipated, with the rest of the racers right behind them to pick up the pieces if they made a mistake, and there were plenty waiting to be made out there. In Class S, Nick Gosler and Richard Carolyn were leading after Schilling and Davies could not get their car repaired with severe clutch damage after the prologue. Driving into the Amathole Mountains, the drivers were to experience something that very few of them had ever done, drive in fresh snow which had fallen overnight. Still, Prunier was setting the pace. And in the specials, Variawa and Rousseau had taken over the pace setting in the Total Motorsport Porter, passing the 3 specials in front. The Barkhuisens were leading Class E comfortably and still maintaining their marital bliss, while a dramatic dropout rate saw the brothers Zermatten move into the Class D lead. With Marcus Taylor and Derek Keith, who had driven steadily to lead Class B, the Amathole 500 continues.
Vehicle and asset finance from ABSA. Finance from ABSA, going the extra mile to get you financed.
With the snow-capped Amathole Mountains providing a stunning backdrop as temperatures plummeted throughout the whole of southern Africa, almost 25% of the competitors had dropped out before the designated service point. At DSP, at work or at home, interested parties could immediately keep up with the competitors' progress as they screened their way around the Eastern Cape with the motorized tracking and timing technology. The technology implementation consists of 3 categories: vehicle tracking, car tags for the timing options and website, which then combines all of the components together. Each one of the cars has been fitted with a device such as this since the start of the 2007 series, and it's made an immense difference in several different spheres of off-road racing. The vehicle tracking system opens up several distinct advantages, such as emergency assistance in case of an accident, so that an exact location of competitors can be made. Route adherence, so the teams can be monitored to ensure that no shortcuts are taken. And race analysis for teams, the media and organizers to enable organizational improvement, race analysis with an eye on more effective racing, and up-to-the-minute reporting by the media. Exact time splits, average speeds, trip relays and race positions all allow spectators an interactive role in the racing now. Add to that a panic button, a red button on the box, which when activated alerts organizers at Race HQ and gives exact location in cases of extreme emergency, and a green button which will allow drivers or navigators to react to a signal from HQ, and there's an interactive leg which doubles back to ensure all-round safety and far greater time response. Google Earth is also a feature on the website and allows a superb idea of what the terrain is like that the teams have to contend with. It all means one thing: off-road racing in South Africa has joined the technological revolution and is certainly one of the world leaders with its innovative ideas and checks and balances. Back at DSP after more than 200 k's of racing, and still Mark Ronier and his faithful navigator Chris Birkin were leading by 1 minute and 11 seconds from a charging Force and Pitchford who had gone by after Berthold and Houghton had a spectacular crash, ruining their Castrol Toyota. Ronier was pleased.
It's been tricky. There's some sections in the forestry there that's extremely slippery, and yeah, we just had to take it easy through there. Waiting to see what's happening in terms of the time, because I'm trying to pace myself, not push too hard, in the same breath try and keep, you know, a comfortable.
So you mean you're between a rock and a hard place at the moment?
Yeah, absolutely.
So you just play by ear from here on out?
Yeah, no, from here, look, we don't know what the rest of the road's going to sort of entail. There's a lot more forestry, but the forest's very, very tricky.
And tricky was definitely the word. And as Grobler and Jordan pulled in at the Nissan pits, a rather fluey Grobler admitted for the first time that he wasn't feeling on top of the world, and this wasn't the greatest place to be feeling sick.
I think we very well. It's very, very slippery in the forest areas, and where there was snow now. But we're going reasonably well. I'm not so sharp with my flu that I've got, but we're lying second and we're happy with how it goes at the moment.
The next 12 cars all finished within 11 minutes of each other. The Ford squad had made up good time.
Yeah, we're having a good time. It's just unfortunately it's so fast in places, and we lose out a bit on the fast stuff, you know. But they put us in some forest, which was like being at home. It's like nice and tight and slippery and a little bit rough, and we made up a whole lot of time there. But unfortunately, there's not enough of that, you know. Well, hopefully we're going to go out into the mountains again, and there's some more rough stuff. But it's been mainly pretty smooth, but quite tricky. It's unreal to be racing through Africa in the snow, so unbelievable. Some guys are throwing snowballs at us, but yeah, it's quite different, I must say. It's very pretty, it's a beautiful race, but just wish it was a little bit slower and a little bit rougher, especially for us, you know.
In the Micron Excel dealer team camp, there was smiles all round as they climbed 2 spots, with troubles as well.
Well, without any problems. The only matter is the front CV joint boot rubber went, so I don't know if we'll finish, but we'll try. But very fast, very scary. In the mountains where it's slippery, you have to be wakey. You cut foot wees.
In the special